Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing my November TBR. For some reason this month I have the urge to read romance novels. Same thing happened last November. Last November did not work out well though, so hopefully this time is different. In addition to reading romance, I will also be co-hosting Game of Tomes The Readathon Origin Story with Robin and Dasha. I did a full announcement video and a recommendation video. If you have not yet checked those out, I highly recommend that you do. We're really excited. People are getting amped up. They're sharing what path they're gonna take, sharing their TBRs, and it's really great. I think it's gonna be a really great time, so I'm super excited. So starting with the books that I plan to read for GOT-a-thon, first we have the group prompt, Crossroads Inn, in which we read an anticipated book. So for me, I'm going with The Boyfriend Project. This is one that I've only heard a little bit about, and for the most part the reviews have been pretty good, but I am interested to see how I feel about it for myself. I also picked up the second book in this series, which I think is called The Dating Playbook. Kind of bought it on a whim. It's on sale at Target. I couldn't resist. So I'm really excited to see how I like it. There is something that I'm planning around romance novels that I won't say too much about, but this will be included in that. It'll probably take me a little while to get through all the books that I need to for that though, but stay tuned. During Game of Tomes, I will be taking the King's Landing path. So for the King's Landing prompt, I have to read a 5-star prediction. For that, I'm going with Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. So far, I have not yet heard a negative review about this book. I also think that because it is slightly based on a Game of Thrones, this is the perfect time to read it. So from my understanding, we have a plus-size heroine here who does cosplay for Game of Thrones or whatever it's called in this book. I don't know if it's actually called that or something else. But then she starts getting bullied online, and because the actor who stars in the show sees it and doesn't like it, he asks her on a date. Romance ensues from there. There's also been some communication online, but I don't think that they know that they've been communicating with each other already. So I'm interested to see how it goes, and I think the Game of Thrones connection is going to be really cool too. The last prompt for King's Landing during Origin Story is The Iron Throne, in which you read a book that is about or features royalty. For this, I'm going to be reading The Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. I'm going to be totally honest, I don't know what this one is about either, but it's Talia Hibbert. I don't think I need to say any more. Okay, so I briefly looked up the synopsis and it's kind of long, so I kind of just skimmed through it. So apparently our heroine is at a point where she's just done with men, but also we have a prince who is trying to fix his reputation, so it looks like this is going to be a fake engagement situation. I still haven't decided how I feel about fake dating, fake engagement, but I still think it'll be good. I love Talia Hibbert, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up liking it in the end. So those are the books that I plan to read for Game of Tomes. The other romance books that I plan on reading this month include Undercover Bromance. This is the second book in the Bromance Book Club series, which I didn't love. I gave it 3 stars. I do have a full review of it on my channel. I just felt like the characters constantly did dumb shit, which was really annoying. If you're unfamiliar with this series, it is about a group of athletes who read romance novels to become better partners. In the first book, we have, I think, a baseball player who gets into an argument with his wife because he finds out that she has been faking orgasms for 3 years. Do not do that. But also, communication was basically the problem. And y'all know how I feel about the lack of communication trope, and if you don't, I fucking hate it. However, the reason that I decided to continue with the series is because this book is about the character that I enjoyed the most. So I'm hoping that I like it a little bit more, and if I do, I will then continue the series. If not, I'll DNF. The character that I like in this book is Braden Mack, who I also believe is a baseball player. But in the first book, he was just very, I don't even know, like normal, like understood basic shit that you should listen to your partner and understand that their feelings are valid even if they hurt your ego. You can't let your ego get in the way of your relationship. Simple stuff. However, I'm pretty sure the heroine is the sister of the main character in the last book, and I hated that bitch, so we're gonna have to see how this one goes. The next book that I want to read is The Trouble with Hating You by Sajani Patel. This book was gifted to me by Robin, and this is the first in another series of companion novels. Again, I don't know anything about it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was not prepared. So at a glance, it looks like our heroine is a biomedical engineer who wants to stay single. She's probably being pressured to be married by family. Yep, her parents tried to set her up at a dinner party. And then our love interest is a lawyer, and our main character starts to fall for him. And it looks like it's dual perspective. So I'll definitely enjoy that. I know that Sajani Patel just released the second book in this series. I can't remember what it's called. So hopefully if I like this one, I'll pick that one up as well. The next book on this list is tentative. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to read it because I'm not sure if I really care. but a coworker of mine had an arc of it, and then after they read it, they gave it away. So it's What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I believe this book is also getting a sequel I might have seen recently, but I don't know if I actually want to read this or if I got it because it was free. So this one is a maybe. One book that I will definitely be reading in November, even though it is not romance, is Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the final book in the David Budd trilogy that I have been buddy reading with Dasha, and I need to know how this ends. I absolutely need to know how it ends because the ending of Kingdom of Copper just left me so confused. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I do have full reviews of both City of Brass and Kingdom of Copper on my channel if you're interested. But if you just want a brief synopsis, in City of Brass, we're following Nari, who is a con artist in 18th century Cairo, but she has some special abilities that she doesn't know anything about because she has no family. One day, while performing a ritual that is supposed to help a little girl, she accidentally summons an ancient Jinn warrior. He also notices that there's something special about her, so he whisks her off to the magical city of Davidbad. It's really nice because we get to learn and discover Davidbad at the same time as Nari. However, we also get the point of view of one of the princes in the palace, and there are a lot of things that happen surrounding him that are really interesting. City of Brass is an adult fantasy that, in my opinion, almost reads YA. I think it's a good book for anyone who likes YA fantasy but wants to switch over into adult. I think that this is a good series to start with. So those are all the books that I plan to read in November, so let me know if you're reading any of these or if they are on your TBR. Also, let me know if you plan to participate in a game of tomes. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.